The classic understanding of rape is a violent act against a chaste white woman, typically by a stranger, by a male stranger, and over the course of the 19th century, increasingly racialized so that that stranger is presumed, in the South at least, to be an African American man. That classic definition dies very hard. Even as I show, there are efforts by women's rights, suffrage, anti-lynching activists to chip away at pieces of that definition. One of the arguments of redefining rape is that the definition of rape has a good deal to do with our construction of who can be a citizen and who has the full rights of citizenship. These efforts to redefine rape are then essentially not just about rape or individual assaults, they're also about groups having political authority. Whether it's white women claiming the vote, African American men arguing that there is no racial monopoly on rape. And of course, for African American women, who are the most vulnerable under slavery and after emancipation, the argument that they are respectable is in a sense a precondition for even imagining them as full citizens. Much of my story is one of parallel, non-intersecting, and I would say by the 1930s, even competitive movements to redefine rape. The common theme is holding white men responsible for sexual assault against white or black women, but there's not a comprehensive analysis of the larger question of the oppression of women. I think it was left to second wave feminism after the 1960s to address rape in all of its complexity and to understand that women's sexual vulnerability was tied to their economic inequality as well as their political inequality, and also to understand the power relations that were played out in sexual assault and the way that they mirrored larger power relations, and that you really had to address those larger power relations, that sexuality is a piece of that. At the same time, I think that you can see some of the same limitations in the modern anti-rape movement. We are still addressing issues that African American women's rights activists pointed out in the 19th century. The story of redefining rape is not a linear story. It's certainly not a progressive story. Each generation has tried to redefine rape within the political culture of its time.